Hello there, welcome back to AWMFX. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, no matter where you are. Hopefully you guys out there doing great, earning a lot of money from the market, and of course taking great care of your health. So today I'm going to share a type of setups. I'll say that a type of setups, a preparation for a setups. All right, a preparation for a setup. So basically most of you guys only focus on QML. Okay, I think that will be too much, really too much. All right, sometimes you need to look at the price action, how's the price moving, all right, before the big drop or before a big movement or before any news. All right, so it is extremely important. All right, it will be extremely important. So example here I have with me is a Euro JPY and 1 hour chart. Okay, so basically if you notice that the price actually dropped a lot, all right, it rise a lot and then it dropped a lot, and then it started to climbing back up. Okay, if you have been watching the videos or videos that I did for you guys so far, you guys notice that this movement right here, all right, this is actually one of the most favorite movement that I call it the CP. All right, compression. All right, compression is actually very simple. It's just that let's say we are doing a bullish. All right, bullish, the price is rising. All right, price is rising, so you can call it as an uptrend. All right, you can call it as an uptrend, but this special uptrend is a little bit different. It's because all the demand zone, all right, that existed, all right, is being consumed. All right, being consumed by the movement itself. Okay, sometimes in a chart you can see that there is we call it the fresh demand zone. There's a lot of fresh demand zone, but in this case the demand zone has been consumed by itself and the price is rising very slowly. All right, so let me do a downtrend. It's the same thing, but this time around it's the supply zone. All right, it's a supply zone. It's a downtrend, but it's a supply zone where the supply zone has been consumed. All right, so basically whenever in the chart, right, it can happen at a weekly, daily, 4 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 50 minutes, 5 minutes, all right, or even in 1 minute. So it can happen at any time frame. Okay, if you ever encounter this kind of movement, all right, this is a good example for you. You can see very well that the demand zone, this is a demand zone, has been consumed, and this is a demand zone has been consumed by this movement. There's a hidden demand zone consumed, so the only demand zone left is right here. All right, usually there will be only one demand zone left. Okay, so basically this movement, all right, if you compare the magnitude, I'll use the word magnitude, the movement of the drop and the rising is actually a very nice compression. Okay, so where is the point of interest? This is actually very obvious. Okay, usually compression such like this, it will not move far. All right, it will not move far. It will just be at the simple area. All right, it won't go up, compress all the way. No, it will have a very simple movement before it drops. So right here, if you know what is a supply demand, you can see very well there is a rally base drop. All right, I call this a rally base drop, and the zone is actually very obvious, the supply zone right there. Okay, so you have a supply zone, and not only that, before the price reach this area, it gives you a fake out. Right, it proved to have a fake out right there, and this gives you something they call it as a double. All right, double type of confirmation, and fake out plus compression is something we call as a CPLQ, compression liquidity. Okay, so usually this is a nice area, extremely nice area for you to trade towards the downside. Now let me share with you a little bit why you need to trade compression. All right, so one of the things that benefits you is that when the price drop, all right, when it reach this area, when the price drop, it will of course have some hesitation at this point. All right, because this is the demand zone. All right, sometimes it may comes back up and then, or it may drops all the way. So when it drops, if you notice there is no demand zone, all right, in this case there's no demand zone. The only demand zone left is maybe this engulfing pattern right there. Right, the only possible demand zone left is right there. Means that when it drops, it will drops all the way, right, beyond this low, because there is nothing, no barrier to hold it. Okay, so that's why you need to learn compression. Okay, if you look at it, the remaining, if it goes through here, it may goes beyond maybe the next zone, demand zone right there. So it's extremely important to learn this type of patterns. Not only QML, all right? A lot of you just focus too much on QML. This is what I teach in my mentorship. We have a lot of different type of setups, all right? So basically what happens is the price, currently the price reach this area and then drop, and you can see very well, actually is hesitating at the point that I just pointed out. Just happened at it just hesitate at the point right there. Okay, hesitate at the point right there, and went down. You see the candlestick actually break right there and then reach what the next level right here. All right, so this is all prediction. All right, this is all prediction with logical sense. All right, with logical sense. And of course, I have another way to minimize. If you look at the zone right there, there is around 17 pips. Actually, there is another way to minimize the zone. All right, to minimize the zone, but it's not going to share in this YouTube video. All right, so hopefully you guys learn some tips about trading compression movement, right, using the supply and demand method. And if you guys like the video, please do give me a like and subscribe to the channel to get more information about the upcoming videos. About I'm gonna produce 2 to 3 videos weekly for you guys. All right, as a case study to help you guys to learn supply and demand. All right, that's all I think I can do for you all. All right, so that's all for now. See you guys then. Bye.